Hello! Today we'll be talking about Mewtwo. If one wishes to consider Mega Mewtwo X as the 150th Pokémon, that version is the first Psychic Fighting type Pokémon. Its previous PYC dates are July 25th, 1996, May 16th, 1999, March 6th, 2002, December 25th, 2004, October 16th, 2007, August 6th, 2010, May 27th, 2013, March 17th, 2016, January 6th, 2019, and October 27th, 2021. I have mixed feelings about Mewtwo, since they have a tragic backstory. But Mewtwo was very clearly the villain in the first movie. As for its design, it's unique, and its Mega Evolutions certainly add to this uniqueness. Anyway, let's read the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Mewtwo, the genetic Pokemon, whose number is 150. This is Mewtwo, this is what it looks like. This is Mega Mewtwo X, this is what it looks like. This is Mega Mewtwo Y, this is what it looks like. Types: Psychic for Mewtwo and Mega Mewtwo Y, and Mega Mewtwo X is Psychic Fighting. Abilities: Pressure as Mewtwo. Unnerve is its hidden ability. Steadfast is Mega Mewtwo X's ability, while Insomnia is Mega Mewtwo Y's ability. Gender ratio, gender unknown. Catch rate 3 or 1.6%. Breeding, egg group no eggs discovered. Hatch time 120 cycles, or egg not obtainable. As regular Mewtwo, it's 6'7", or 2 meters, and 269 pounds, or 122 kilograms. As Mega Mewtwo X, it's 7'7", or 2.3 meters, and 280 pounds, or 127 kilograms. As Mega Mewtwo Y, it's shorter for some reason, at 4'11", or 1.5 meters, and 72.8 pounds, or 33 kilograms. Megastone, Mewtwo Knight X, and Mewtwo Knight Y. Base experience yields 120 in the first 4 gens, and 306 in 5+. Leveling rate is slow, EV yield is 3, and special attack. Shape is that, footprint is that. Pokedex color purple, base friendship is 0, which makes sense, since Mewtwo does not like people. Mewtwo is a Psychic-type legendary Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. While it is not known to evolve into or from any other Pokemon, Mewtwo can Mega Evolve into 2 different forms: Mega Mewtwo X using Mega Mewtwo Knight X, Mega Mewtwo Y using Mega Mewtwo Knight Y. It is a member of the Mew duo along with Mew. Biology: Mewtwo is an artificial Pokemon. It is a bipedal humanoid Pokemon with some feline features. Its body is primarily gray, with a long purple tail and a purple underbelly. On top of its head are 2 short, blunt horns, and it has purple eyes. A tube extends from the back of its skull to the top of its spine, bypassing its neck. It has a defined chest and shoulders, which resemble a breastplate. The 3 digits on each hand and foot have spherical tips. Its tail is thick at the base, but thins before ending in a small bulb. According to journals found in Kanto's Pokemon Mansion, after discovering the mythical Pokemon Mew and gathering some of its DNA, Mr. Fuji used it in his mansion to create Mewtwo, a modified clone of Mew, with the goal to make it the most powerful Pokemon of all. It was held and studied in the mansion where horrific gene-splicing experiments were made, making the Pokemon vicious and extremely powerful. It eventually broke free and fled the mansion, destroying it in the process. It is widely known as one of the most powerful Pokemon in existence, and is said to have the most savage heart among all Pokemon, lacking compassion and striking fear into its enemy with cold, glowing eyes. Mewtwo conserves energy by remaining motionless in order to unleash its full power in battle. Because it was engineered to be the ultimate opponent in battle, it can only think of defeating its foes. Though rarely seen in the wild, it is said to be resting in a dark cave somewhere. In Mewtwo Strikes Back, a Mewtwo exemplified its vicious characteristics. It was shown to be capable of levitation, telepathy, mind control, memory erasure, teleporting others to another location, and the creation of powerful storms. However, it was later shown to be caring, protective, and even altruistic. Another Mewtwo in Genesect and The Legend Awakened also shared its aversion to contact with others, but was much less belligerent. As shown in Pokemon Detective Pikachu, Mewtwo can also transfer a human soul into a Pokemon's body, causing this person to gain control of the Pokemon's body and abilities. It possesses a rivalry with Mew. As seen in Genesect and The Legend Awakened, Mewtwo can breathe in outer space. In the Pokemon Adventures manga, it's revealed Mewtwo's creation wasn't possible with the amount of Mew's cells gathered, so to complete it, human cells were used instead, specifically from the Team Rocket scientist Blaine. Due to Blaine possessing some of Mewtwo's cells as well, the two became linked, which granted Blaine the ability to track its whereabouts at the cost of slowly taking his life. Also should say, explain the ability. Mewtwo is the only known Pokemon capable of learning the move Psy-Strike. Shadow Mewtwo, a unique variant of Mewtwo called Shadow Mewtwo, is very similar to standard Mewtwo, but with dark gray skin, a black tail with a yellowish-orange tip, and a shard of Shadow Synergy Stone coming out of its shoulders. In the past, Anne was almost possessed by a Shadow Synergy Stone, but was saved by Mewtwo, whom the Shadow Synergy Stone took control of and merged with instead. Under the stone's influence, Shadow Mewtwo traveled around Farum, draining Gaia power from other normal Synergy Stones, which continuously increases its power. So you can see Shadow Mewtwo here. I don't know what's with the colors. Forms. Mewtwo has two forms. Mewtwo can Mega Evolve into either Mega Mewtwo X or Mega Mewtwo Y. Additionally, Shadow Mewtwo can Mega Evolve into Shadow Mega Mewtwo X by using Synergy Burst. Mega Mewtwo X is larger and bulkier than its normal state. The horns on its head are longer and extend from V-shaped ridges on its forehead. Additionally, the horns are now pointed and curve upward. It now has two tubes behind its neck. Its eyes are light blue, and it has purple growths over its shoulders. Its torso is smooth and small compared to its long, bulky limbs, and a Y-shaped line connects the collar and underbelly. Its forearms and thighs have two raised ridges, and its digits are now longer and thinner. Its tail is slightly shorter and stiffer than before, and has a curled tip. Its muscles are augmented with psychic power, giving it a grip strength of 1 ton and the ability to sprint 100 meters in 2 seconds. When using moves in battle, it is shown to be able to stretch its arms and legs. So you can see that here, Mega Mewtwo X stretching its arm against, I guess, a Blaziken. Shadow Mega Mewtwo X greatly resembles its normal counterpart, though it maintains its dark gray coloring due to the influence of the Shadow Synergy Stone. The stone's infection spreads not only to its tail, but both of its shoulder growths, its arm ridges, and the tips of its ears. Additionally, the Y-shaped line running across its body, now including its legs, glows the same yellowish-orange color. Mega Mewtwo Y is smaller and lighter, losing its long tail and the tube behind its neck. However, it grows a long purple appendage with a curled tip from the back of its head that is similar to its previous form's tail and also slightly resembles Jessie's hairstyle. On its head, it has two pointed backward curving spikes and a half-ring structure connecting to the base of each and crossing over the top of its head. Its eyes are now red and slightly larger. The digits on its hands and feet are now purple and more bulbous, and the middle toe is longer than the others. A bumpy ridge similar to a sternum replaces the breastplate structure on its chest, but this form is still largely smoother than the other two. Despite its decreased size, it has phenomenal mental power and is capable of smashing buildings with a mere thought. So you got Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y. Game data and PC appearances. Spoiler warning, this article may contain major plot or ending details. Pokemon Sword and Shield, powerful, uncatchable Mewtwo were part of a Wild Area news event from February 27th to March 1st, 2020, as part of a tie-in with Pokemon Day. If players could defeat these level 100 Dynamax Mewtwo in max raid battles, they received rare and valuable rewards. Pokemon Stadium, Mewtwo is the player's final opponent. Pokemon Pinball, Mewtwo appears in its own bonus stage, where the player must attempt to hit it 25 times within the 2-minute time limit to win. Playing the stage repeatedly is the fastest way to build a high score due to the extremely high point output of 50 million points per hit earned by hitting Mewtwo. Pokemon Ranger Guardian Signs, Mewtwo is the final boss of the game, battled once under the control of the evil Edward, the Thinker, and again under Purple Eyes. Before this, it is seen charging up in Kasa's laboratory in the Sky Fortress. Pokemon Puzzle League, Mewtwo reveals that it organized the Puzzle League to find a worthy foe and clones Ash's Pokemon. In the very hard and super hard modes, Mewtwo is the final opponent. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team, and Blue Rescue Team, Mewtwo sleeps in the depths of the Western Cave. His slumber is interrupted by the arrival of Blastoise Charizard, whom he defeats without an issue. Once the player confronts him at the deepest parts of the cave, it is possible to recruit Mewtwo. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, Mewtwo appears, having Mega Evolved into Mega Mewtwo Y in order to telepathically link up the Pokemon of the world together to try and stop the Tree of Life's ascent into space. Like all the other legendary Pokemon gathered for this effort, Mewtwo is turned into stone when dark matter is able to regenerate itself. After dark matter's defeat, Mewtwo stays at the Island of Isolation as its lone inhabitant and can be recruited if it is defeated. Pokemon Quest: Telepathic Mewtwo appears as the final boss of Pokemon Quest. It is trapped in a vague, undefined matter in the Chamber of Legends. It discreetly takes control of Moby to talk to the player in order to lure the player across Tumblecube Island and collect the statues that open the chamber. Once encountered, it battles the player's Pokemon to test itself. It did not recover fully from the time it was sealed away, and the player defeats it in battle. After being defeated, Mewtwo departs from the island after the credits. It telepathically informs the player about Happenstance Island. Spoilers end here. Pokédex entries. In Gen 1 in Red and Blue, it was created by a scientist after years of horrific gene splicing and DNA engineering experiments. In Yellow, its DNA is almost the same as Mew's. However, its size and disposition are vastly different. Stadium, a vicious psychic Pokemon created by genetic engineering. Its cold, glowing eyes strike fear into its enemy. In Gen 2, in Gold, because its battle abilities were raised to the ultimate level, it thinks only of defeating its foes. Silver, it usually remains motionless to conserve energy, so that it may unleash its full power in battle. Crystal, said to rest quietly in an undiscovered cave. This Pokemon was created solely for battling. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, Crystal inserted, you get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, you get the Silver entry. In Gen 3, in Ruby and Sapphire, Mewtwo is a Pokemon that was created by genetic manipulation. However, even though the scientific power of humans created this Pokemon's body, they failed to endow Mewtwo with a compassionate heart. Emerald, a Pokemon that was created by genetic manipulation. However, even though the scientific power of humans made its body, they failed to give it a warm heart. Fire Red, a Pokemon whose genetic code was repeatedly recombined for research. It turned vicious as a result. Leaf Green is basically Red and Blues, but gene splicing is now one word with a hyphen, and DNA engineering is the same thing. In Gen 4, in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, a Pokemon created by recombining Mew's genes. It's said to have the most savage heart among Pokemon. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are their Gold-Silver counterparts. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are basically Diamond, Pearl, and Platinums, but Mew is now the correct casing. In Gen 6, X is Leaf Green's entry, and Y is the Gen 5 entries. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Mewtwo and Pokemon are now their correct casing. The Gen 7 Pokedex entry for normal Mewtwo is basically Yellow's, but Mew is now the correct casing. For Mega Mewtwo X, in the Let's Go games, Psychic Power has augmented its muscles. It has a grip strength of 1 ton and can sprint 100 meters in 2 seconds flat. For Mega Mewtwo Y in the Let's Go games, despite its diminished size, its mental power has grown phenomenally. With a mere thought, it can smash a skyscraper to smithereens. Gen 8 in Sword, created from the DNA of Mew. This Pokemon is a dangerous combination of overwhelming power and a savage heart. In Shield, the research efforts of a certain scientist ultimately resulted in this Pokemon. Its powers are dedicated to battling. So, these are asterisks saying that they're only in home. I'm not really sure how they're in Sword and Shield, if they're just in homes. Maybe that's like from this era, I don't know, or maybe it's, yeah, I don't know. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are very similar to their Diamond and Pearl counterpart, but slightly different, so I'll read it. Mewtwo was created by recombining Mew's genes. It's said to have the most savage heart among Pokemon. Game locations. Side game locations. Mewtwo is only obtainable in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time after downloading a special Wonder Mail from the Nintendo WFC. Unlike other Wonder Mails, the one to unlock Mewtwo does not come with a password. In events, held items. So this is the note about how you have to trade it to Gen 2 to get these items. So from Red, Blue, and Yellow, you get the Bright Powder 100% of the time. In events, you get King's Rock 100% of the time. Custap Berry 100% of the time, and Mewtwo Night Y 100% of the time. Stats, base stats. We'll compare Mewtwo with Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y. HP 106 across the board, Attack 110, Attack 190 for X, 150 for Y, Defense 90, 100 for X, 70 for Y, 154, that stays the same for X, but it goes up to 194 for Y. Special Defense 90, that goes up to 100 for X, and up to 120 for Y. Speed is 130. That stays the same for X and goes up to 140 for Y. So this one's 680. These two are 780. In the Mewtwo box here, this Pokemon's special base stat in Gen 1 was 154. Pokeathon stats. Type effectiveness, Mega Mewtwo and Mega Mewtwo Y will compare with Mega Mewtwo X. So these two are damaged normally by normal, flying, poison, ground, rock, steel, fire, water, grass, electric, ice, dragon, and fairy. While X is damaged normally by normal, poison, ground, bug, steel, fire, water, grass, electric, psychic, ice, dragon, and dark. The top two are weak to bug, ghost, and dark, while X is weak to flying, ghost, and fairy. All of it's for double. Neither are immune to anything. Mewtwo and Mega Mewtwo Y are resistant to fighting and psychic for half, while Mega Mewtwo X is resistant to fighting and rock for half. In the Mewtwo and Mega Mewtwo Y box, specifically referring to Mewtwo in the notes here, in Gen 1, the effectiveness of Ghost-type moves is 0, so it went from 0 to 2. Learn set by leveling up. 1. Life Dew, Disable, Confusion, and Swift. 8 Ancient Power, 16 Psycho Cut, 24 Safeguard, 32 Amnesia, 40 Aura Sphere, 48 Psychic, 56 Power Swap and Guard Swap, 64 Mist, 72 Psy Strike, 80 Recover, and 88 Future Sight. By TM, 1 Takedown, 4 Agility, 6 Scary Face, 7 Protect, 12 Low Kick, 16 Psy Beam, 17 Confuse Ray, 20 Trailblaze, 22 Chilling Water, 25 Facade, 28 Bulldoze, 29 Hex, 32 Swift, 34 Icy Wind, 36 Rock Tomb, 39 Low Sweep, 41 Sword Power, 42 Nightshade, 43 Fling, 46 Avalanche, 47 Endure, 49 Sunny Day, 50 Rain Dance, 51 Sandstorm, 54 Psy Shock, 58 Brick Break, 59 Zen Headbutt, 62 Foul Play, 64 Bulk Up, 66 Body Slam, 67 Fire Punch, 68 Thunder Punch, 69 Ice Punch, 70 Sleep Talk, 72 Electro Ball, 73 Drain Punch, 74 Reflect, 75 Light Screen, 80 Metronome, 81 Grass Knot, 82 Thunder Wave, 83 Poison Jab, 84 Stomping Tantrum, 85 Rest, 86 Rock Slide, 87 Taunt, 92 Imprison, 94 Dark Pulse, 98 Skill Swap, 101 Power Gem, 103 Substitute, 107 Will-O-Wisp, 109 Trick, 112 Aura Sphere, 114 Shadow Ball, 119 Energy Ball, 120 Psychic, 125 Flamethrower, 126 Thunderbolt, 128 Amnesia, 129 Calm Mind, 130 Helping Hand, 133 Earth Power, 134 Reversal, 135 Ice Beam, 138 Psychic Terrain, 140 Nasty Plot, 141 Fire Blast, 143 Blizzard, 149 Earthquake, 150 Stone Edge, 152 Giga Impact, 158 Focus Blast, 160 Hurricane, 161 Trick Room, 163 Hyper Beam, 166 Thunder, 168 Solar Beam, 171 Terra Blast, 177 Spite, 178 Gravity, 181 Knockoff, 192 Focus Punch, 193 Weather Ball, 199 Lash Out, 203 Psych Up, 204 Double Edge, 217 Future Sight, 218 Expanding Force, 224 Curse, and 228 Psychic Noise. Nothing by Breeding, TCG only moves, Hypnosis in this card, side game data for Mewtwo, so you got all this. Yeah. Pokemon Ranger Guardian Signs in the browser entry, and attacks by letting loose Psychic Orbs and launching powerful beams. You got all of this. Yeah. In Pokemon Go, Mewtwo can be obtained by completing the Special Research Level 50 Challenge. Mega Mewtwo X, you got this. Mega Mewtwo Y, you got all this. Armored Mewtwo, that's pretty cool. That's like a reference to the movie, the first movie, or I guess the one that Giovanni had, I think, unless this is like a different version with armor, I don't know. Form data, Mega Evolution. So you start with Mewtwo, with Mewtwo X gives you Mega Mewtwo X, and Mewtwo Y gives you Mega Mewtwo Y. Evolution data is just Mewtwo. Sprites here, so a little bit, you know, less proportionate to what it is now, a little bit, I don't know, yeah, a little bit shorter than the one we have now, and a lot more squat, I guess. But generally has all the pieces, the 3 fingers and stuff, the tail, yeah, you got all that kind of stuff. This is much closer, but still pretty squat. Probably due to the technical limitations, I suppose, and maybe just the space limitations. Gold's got now kind of the pink. This was always kind of pink, except for this one was kind of red and yellow, but it's kind of a darker pink, purple. Shiny somehow is gray and green. Gen 3 a bit closer to the modern one, the long one. Don't quite have the technology, I guess, to do the full length of it yet, but Yep, it's pretty good. Has the purple tail now and the sort of lighter purple skin, so this is still kind of, yeah, the basic idea with the green and the gray, but better. You know. Then now we got the longer model here. Yeah, do we have the purple eyes? Or that was, I guess that was kind of introduced in red and blue? Yeah. But yeah, it's a different green and gray, I think, as well. So then the full back sprites in black and white, or Gen 5 here, I guess. Yep. Then we get the models. These are much more the full length that it is like in the anime. You can see how long the tail is. That's interesting. And we get, of course, yeah, the megas. So you can see their back sprites and stuff. And then we get the shiny megas. So of course, basically the same, but with green and gray instead of purples. Yeah, these aren't probably gonna be much different. Let's Go games, better models, of course. Yep. This Sword and Shield. Here you go with that. So yeah, the homes. Yep. Her models. Yep. In the anime, Mewtwo in the anime. And then we got Mega Mewtwo X in the anime. Mega Mewtwo Y in the anime. So we got all these. Yep. Pokedex entries. I've already recorded this for the anime section, so we'll let Gary's Pokedex read it.
Pokemon unknown. No available data.
Pokemon Origins, Mewtwo and Pokemon Origins. Gotcha. Mewtwo and Gotcha, whatever that is. Mewtwo and Pokemon Evolutions. Celestial. Mewtwo in the music video for Celestial. Oh, it's different than the normal... I don't know, the other Pokemon are usually just like dot eyes and a smile. This is like an actual complex thing. Like, it's a completely different animation style. That's interesting. In the manga, Mewtwo and Pokemon Adventures. Mega Mewtwo Y and Pokemon Adventures. Mega Mewtwo X in Pokemon Adventures. You got all these. Yep. Yep, and the TCG, and the TFG. Other appearances, Super Smash Bros. Main article, Mewtwo Super Smash Bros. I guess he gets his own article. Pokken Tournament, you get main article of Mewtwo Pokken and Shadow Mewtwo. Mewtwo is a battle Pokemon in Pokken Tournament. Its moves include Cut, Hyper Beam, Teleport, Barrier, Confusion, and Telekinesis. Upon entering Synergy Burst, it Mega Evolves into Mega Mewtwo X and can use the Burst attack Psy Disaster. Additionally, Shadow Mewtwo is introduced as the story boss and is a separate battle Pokemon. Its moves include Psy-Wave, Teleport, Zen Headbutt, Miracle Eye, Recover, and Reflect. Upon entering Synergy Burst, it Mega Evolves into Shadow Mega Mewtwo X and can use the burst attack Dark Nova. So you got Mewtwo and Pokken Tournament. Got Mewtwo and Pokemon Unite, which should be down here more. Yes, we got the Mewtwo and Pokemon Detective Pikachu. We'll see that later. Actually, we won't see that later. It's a big character in the movie, so we can't do that. Pokemon Unite. Mewtwo is playable through obtaining one of two different Unite licenses from Mewtwo. The Unite License X allows the use of a melee all-arounder Mewtwo that Mega Evolves into Mega Mewtwo X. The Unite License Y allows the use of a ranged attacker Mewtwo that Mega Evolves into Mega Mewtwo Y. Music. This is a list of music associated with Mewtwo in the Pokemon games. In Pokemon Pinball, during Mewtwo's bonus stage. Don't have a name for it for some reason. It was composed and arranged by Go Ichinose. In Stadium, during Pokemon preparation after entering versus Mewtwo and when battling Mewtwo, unknown name, song name, and unknown composer and arranger. Pokemon Puzzle League during Mewtwo's stage, and critical variant of Mewtwo's stage theme when blocks on Ash's side get too close to the top. Again, unknown song name and unknown composer and arrangement. Fire Red and Leaf Green when battling Mewtwo. Battle Mewtwo, composed by Junichi Masuda and arranged by Go Ichinose. Pokemon Rumble and Pokemon Rumble U. When Mewtwo appears in Rank S Battle Royale in Pokemon Rumble and the final Battle Royale in Pokemon Rumble U. Don't know the name of the song, but it was composed and arranged by Miki Obata, X and Y in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon when battling Mewtwo. Battle Mewtwo, composed by Junichi Masuda and arranged by Shota Kakeyama. In Pokken Tournament, during battles in Dark Coliseum, a realm created by Shadow Mewtwo. When Shadow Mewtwo activates Synergy Burst during its initial battles, during battles in Dark Coliseum Final, a variant of Dark Coliseum. When Shadow Mewtwo activates Synergy Burst during the final battle, when the player activates Synergy Burst during the final battle. Again, unknown song names and unknown composers and rangers. Trivia, one of the Pokemon Mansion journals states Mewtwo's birthday is February 6th. The same journal implies Mew was impregnated with the modified clone, just like with real-life cloning. All other depictions show Mewtwo being grown using laboratory equipment. Mewtwo comes before Mew in the Pokédex despite being created from its modified DNA. Even though Mewtwo is a clone of Mew, a mythical Pokemon, Mewtwo is a legendary Pokemon. Mewtwo was the first Pokemon seen in the English dub as it appears at the very beginning of the first dub opening. Mewtwo has the most anime opening appearances of any legendary Pokemon with 7 in Japan. We read this 6th point in the Charizard video. Mewtwo is depicted on the door of Bill's lighthouse in Mystery at the Lighthouse, despite having only been seen by its creators and Team Rocket at that point in the anime. Similarly, Mewtwo's sprite was depicted as a portrait in Viridian Gym, despite being a public area. The island country of Niue released a $1 coin featuring Mewtwo as part of a commemorative promotion for the Pokemon franchise, with Mewtwo on the reverse side and the nation's crest on the obverse. Mewtwo was originally depicted as the only member of its species being a clone of Mew. In the anime and manga, however, it is implied that multiple Mewtwo have been created. Mega Mewtwo Y was the first Mega Evolution revealed to the public. It was also the first to appear in the anime even before Mega Evolution was announced. Prior to the announcement of Mega Evolution, Mega Mewtwo Y was referred to as its awakened form. This term was also used in the manga adaptation of the movie. Mega Mewtwo Y was designed by Tomohiro Kitakazi. Mewtwo's Mega Evolutions are tied with Mega Rayquaza for the highest base stat total of all Pokemon, with 780, excluding the unobtainable Eternamax Eternatus. Mega Mewtwo X has the highest base stat attack of all Pokemon, as well as the highest single base stat and base special attack of all fighting Pokemon. Mega Mewtwo X's attack increase is the largest single stat increase of all Mega Evolutions at 80 points. Mega Mewtwo Y has the highest base special attack of all Pokemon and the highest single base stat of all Psychic-type Pokemon, with a mild nature, perfect IVs, and optimized EVs. A level 100 Mega Mewtwo Y stats sum to 2,038, the highest sum of any Pokemon. In Pokemon Go, Shadow Mewtwo is the only Shadow Pokemon that has a different aura from the other Shadow Pokemon that isn't an Apex Shadow. Instead of purple fire, it is surrounded by an aura resembling its psychic power. It does not have a unique appearance when purified, however. So you can see that here, Shadow Mewtwo's unique aura. I don't know why it's not down further, but it isn't. In Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, Wild Mewtwo are programmed to always be holding a Berserk gene, but Mewtwo cannot be obtained in those games without trading. Even if Mewtwo could be found in the wild, the Berserk gene would be consumed immediately, so the item wouldn't be obtainable. Lugia and Ho's base stats are based on Mewtwo's, with some values swapped. Origin, like Mewtwo, has some embryo characteristics, but its body structure is much larger as a result of gene splicing. It also has some characteristics of a gray alien and a salamander. Mega Mewtwo Y, much like Mew, has characteristics of a vertebrate embryo. Name origin, Mewtwo may be a combination of Mew, or mutant, and two. In other languages, related articles, notes, references, external links to legendary Pokemon, and the Mega Evolutions, and the Super Smash Bros. Series. That's it. Let's move on. Since we already watched Mewtwo's first 2 scenes in the anime, in the Zapdos and Moltres videos, let's watch his 3rd scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we're watching episode 68, The Battle of the Badge. In this episode, Gary, Ash's rival, Gary Oak, and the grandson of Professor Oak, is battling Giovanni of Team Rocket, who's also the leader of the Viridian City Gym. He has his Arcanine out. He's already beaten 2 Pokemon, but now Giovanni is sending out his most powerful Pokemon, Mewtwo. You can see the legs here. Yeah. There it is, all suited up and stuff. That's Mewtwo's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Let's watch Mewtwo's scenes Detective Pikachu. I'm kidding. Mewtwo is too big of a character for us to risk that. Instead, I'll just talk about its design. I think that it's a decent translation. I'm sure that it helped that they had plenty of other CGI interpretations to base it on. Now let's see why people love Mewtwo. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Now we set in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain a Mewtwo. First, we've got Mewtwo Pokemon by Genzo Man. So this cool looking Mewtwo here, it's, you know, powering up to do an attack. It seems to be on this meteor or something. That's pretty cool, or cracked ground maybe, and maybe with an aura around it. Then we got Mewtwo by Tian. So another Mewtwo charging of an attack, seems to be in space this time. That's pretty cool. Then we've got Mewtwo Psychic Attack by J Raya. So another Mewtwo charging up an attack, but this time with a bit of a chubby Mew here. It's very cute. Then we've got Mewtwo Ultimate by Hybrid Mink. So this Mewtwo again looks like it's maybe charging up an attack or something, using psychic powers, maybe using its mind or something, so that's pretty cool. Then we got Mewtwo by Elyon Cat. So this Mewtwo looks to be maybe in an aura or something, this sort of profile image here, with a bunch of, maybe in space or something. It's pretty cool. Then we've got Sleepy Time by TC96. So, I guess this was an ask or something. Stout Duke asked, "Where do Mew and Mewtwo sleep?" This is for their art, I guess. And then it shows a bunch of different spaces where they sleep. So like a picnic blanket. Then on the ground, there's the grass, and Mew's sleeping on Mewtwo. Then a floor. Mew's also kind of sleeping on Mewtwo. Then on this sort of counter here, I guess, Mew is sleeping on Mewtwo's head. And Mew says, "You're pushing your luck." He raises, yeah, that's cute. Then we've got Mewtwo by Aocom. Mewtwo, really cool Mewtwo, somewhat stylized. Doing like an ice attack or something, that's pretty cool. Then we got Mew and Mewtwo by Dekunobu Kizakura. Again, Mew and Mewtwo, yeah. Very cute Mew, of course. And then, you know, very serious looking Mewtwo, and it's very nice, very well done. I don't know if it's in CGI or painting or somewhere in between, but it's very nice. Then we got Mewtwo and Mew by Nils302. So we've got Mega Mewtwo Y with Mew here, and that's pretty cool. They seem to be in this, I don't know, dark void or something. I don't know. But I don't know if the light's coming from one of them or if that's just a light source in this area. That's pretty cool, though. And then we got Mega Mewtwo Y by MCG Mark, a sort of more realistic version, I guess. So it seems to be in this mountain, maybe charging up an attack. That's pretty cool. The end of the thing, it doesn't end with a bulb like it usually does. Then we got Mewtwo by Magnastorm. So this cool Mewtwo looks like it's getting ready to attack someone, like charging up some sort of beam around it or something. Then we've got the world's most powerful Pokemon, Mewtwo by Chobifo. So got Mewtwo in the center here, and Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y here. Mewtwo is, of course, charging up an attack, ready to probably hurt someone, and that's pretty cool. You know, you can see it's so angry, and you're charging the blue aura as well. You get that, yeah. Then we've got Handful of Commishes by TC96, so we got a lot here. So we've got a Mariana sleeping with Lucario. We've got Scolipede, presumably with their trainer, maybe the person that commissioned this art. Then we've got I got a Raichu hanging off the arm of one of the Mega Charizards, I forget which one, with a Bulbasaur here. Then we got Railu with Eevee here. I think maybe it's from one of the Ranger games. That seems like what it's probably based on. Then we got Mewtwo with, oh gosh, one of the default trainers from one of the games. I want to say Gen 3 games? Sorry, I don't remember all the things. Then we got a Kadabra hugging an Abra, that's cute. Then we got Mew playing off of something on Mewtwo's tail, that's kind of fun. Then we've got Mewtwo and Arceus in the sky. Then we've got Snivy, Scorbunny, and Froakie. They seem to be eating a bunch of fruit together, that's fun. Then we've got Shiny Mewtwo pulling the tail of, it looks like Shadow Mewtwo, maybe, or some dark version of Mewtwo. for some reason. And then we got 2 Mewtwo hugging, I guess. They have different tails for some reason. I don't know if this is supposed to be like the 2 that appear in the anime, or 2 of the ones that appear in the anime, or whatever. That's kind of fun. Then we've got Swoosh by SP. So, we got Mew here. I don't know if this is I presume that this is part of its, like, cloak or something, not that it's being grabbed by something. It's kind of hard to tell, but by the name, my guess is that this is swooshing in, like, the wind or whatever. Cat Tunnels by TCG69, so another art based on an ask on Tumblr. Glameow T asked, so how would Mewtwo and Mew react to those cat tunnels? So, you know, Mew goes through quite fine, but Mewtwo does not, and he asks, is this fun yet? And Mew is all confused. Then we've got Mewtwo with a latte by Terrible Ping. So, you got, or I guess Alpine Ping, I presume that was their name at the time. So it's this, yeah, Mewtwo with a latte that has Pikachu's logo instead of presumably the Starbucks logo. Yep. It's just, yeah, very simple, but a very weirdly detailed piece of art here. Then we've got Mewtwo by Heart the Glaceon. So, it with the hood. I don't know if that's, I presume that that's probably supposed to be the same hood that was shown in the other image, the swoosh image. But yeah, it's very angry. It's very well done. Then we got Mewtwo Pose Practice by TC96. So, a bunch of poses, you know. Yeah, just, yeah, doing all that, and green eyes to shoot a laser, I guess. Then we got Mewtwo by Deru Yuyo. So this cool piece of art of it, I guess, in like a cave or something. So that's pretty cool. Seems to be like maybe charging attack, or maybe seeing something with its psychic powers or something. Then we got Mewtwo by Bandit of 40 Art Thieves. So I guess it's from 2008. And this cool piece of art showing off Mewtwo here from the back angle, not one we usually get to see. Yeah. Then we've got Stand Your Ground by SB, so yeah, it does seem to be that cloak. So you can see that cloak in full here, with Mewtwo is, you know, being Mewtwo. Then we got Mewtwo 2 by Joshua Dunlop, the sort of more realistic Mewtwo, definitely far different than the one we got in Detective Pikachu. Yes. Very, very unique. Then we've got Megas again by TC96. So, it's Mega Mewtwo X and Y here, doing cool poses and stuff, and I guess it's from 2021. We got Me W2 by Alan Scampos. So it says Mewtwo 150, so it's, again, more kind of realistic, sort of stylized, I guess, Mewtwo, and it's from 2012. And that appears to be the end of the page, so we'll move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. Join me tonight at 5 p.m. CMT, Central Mountain Time, as I try to catch Mewtwo and the rest of the Pokédex that I haven't gotten to yet. As for the Mega Mewtwo, I'll have to wait until I've talked about the Gen 6 Pokemon to get back to them. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Mew. As always, this is my proper outfit, and you'll see me tomorrow.